Can you remember that unmistakable feeling of walking into a shopping mall back in the 1970s? The muffled pulse of disco bleeding out of the apparel shops, the siren song of the arcade glowing at the end of the hall, and the overwhelming sense that this, right here, was the center of the universe. Now, for a whole generation, the mall wasn't just a place to buy things. It was a place to be. These sprawling, air-conditioned temples were where our social lives happened, a hangout spot where we could see and be seen. But for every mall still standing today, there's a graveyard of stores that have been lost to time. The suburban mall boom of the post-war years created a retail explosion, and by the 70s, these specialty chains, clothing stores, and entertainment hubs were at their absolute peak. They didn't just sell stuff, they defined the whole shopping experience and became the unofficial clubhouses for an entire generation. So today we're taking a trip back to the golden age of the American mall to rediscover 11 forgotten stores that made the 1970s what they were. So kicking off our list at number 11 is a true giant of American retail, Montgomery Ward. And long before it became a mall anchor, it was a titan of the mail-order catalog world. But by the 70s, it had planted its flag in malls all over the country, turning into a one-stop shop for millions. You could walk into a Montgomery Ward and find everything from die-hard batteries and Kenmore appliances to the latest fashions. It was a place of incredible practical variety, a cornerstone of the mall that families truly relied on, especially around the holidays. The store just felt permanent, but unfortunately a perfect storm of fierce competition from nimble big box stores like Walmart, crushing debt, and a fatal failure to modernize its brand led to its downfall. After filing for bankruptcy in 1997, this icon of American retail vanished from the mall landscape, leaving a hole that many shoppers felt for years. Okay, next up at number 10 is a name whose collapse was as spectacular as its peak was familiar. W.T. Grant. Now for decades, Grant's was a beloved variety store, a reliable fixture in downtowns that later migrated to the booming shopping malls. It was the place you went for a good bargain, where you could find a little bit of everything. Some of the bigger locations, known as Grant City, even had dining areas called the Bradford House. But the company's ambition got way ahead of its strategy. A disastrous decision to offer store credit to just about anyone with little to no credit check created a mountain of debt that could never be collected. This, plus some serious mismanagement, led to one of the most epic failures in retail history. In 1976, W.T. Grant filed for what was then the second largest bankruptcy in the nation, abruptly shutting its doors and stunning the millions of shoppers who depended on it. And at number 9, we have a classic American five and dime that brought a dose of small-town charm to the giant 70s mall. G.C. Murphy. Now founded way back in 1906, Murphy's had mastered the variety store format, and its mall locations felt like a comforting slice of Americana. But what really set G.C. Murphy's apart for so many people was its lunch counter. These were bustling spots right inside the store where you could grab a hot dog and a soda, turning a simple shopping trip into a cherished family memory. It was the definition of affordable, easy family shopping. You could get lost for hours in aisles of housewares, toys, and candy, all at prices that felt, well, right. But the very five and dime model that served it so well for generations ended up being its weakness. The rise of discount giants like Walmart in the 80s, with their massive scale and rock-bottom prices, slowly chipped away at G.C. Murphy's, and this beloved chain eventually vanished. Okay, at number 7, we've got a store that perfectly captured the vibe of a new generation of women. The Limited. Now founded in 1963, The Limited absolutely blew up in the 1970s and 80s, becoming a fashion hotspot in malls everywhere. This was the place for young, style-conscious women to find colourful, trendy clothes. The stores themselves were vibrant and exciting, a total departure from the stuffy old department stores. It was famous for its own brands like Forenza and Outback Red, which became staples in so many closets. But the world of fast fashion is brutal. As new competitors popped up and tastes changed, the brand struggled to keep its identity. Following years of financial trouble, the company shut down its remaining 250 brick-and-mortar stores by early 2017, and the mall icon that so many had loved became a thing of the past. Okay, next up at number 6 is a store that was all about one thing: denim. County Seat, founded in 1973, was perfectly timed to ride the massive wave of denim's popularity in the 70s and 80s. The store specialized in affordable jeans from legendary brands like Levi's, aimed squarely at the teen market. Walking into a County Seat was an experience. Many stores were designed with cool, matte black interiors that made the walls of blue jeans the star of the show. The staff actually knew their stuff and could help you find that perfect pair. Now, at its height, the chain grew to over 740 stores, becoming a fixture in malls nationwide. But trends can be a cruel friend. As the denim craze of the 80s cooled off, County Seat just couldn't adapt. Growing competition was the final nail in the coffin, and after filing for bankruptcy, the last stores closed in the late 1990s, ending a denim-drenched era. Okay, at number 3, we have the undisputed epicenter of gadgetry and DIY electronics, Radio Shack. Now, from its early start in 1921, Radio Shack became a mall staple for hobbyists, tech geeks, and anyone with a curious mind. In the 70s, it was the place for CB radios, electronic kits, and a whole universe of mysterious-looking parts like resistors and capacitors. It was also on the front lines of the PC revolution, famously introducing the TRS-80 in 1977, one of the first mass-produced home computers. And walking into a Radio Shack was a unique experience. The smell of solder, the sight of countless little drawers filled with components, and the hands-on demos that made tech feel approachable. But as electronics became a mainstream commodity, Radio Shack lost its way. It couldn't keep up with online shopping and was outmaneuvered by big box stores. After years of decline, most of its stores were gone by 2017, leaving a void for the tinkerers it had served for nearly a century. And at number 2 is a brand that embodied the casual, sun-drenched style of the West Coast, Anchor Blue, which many 70s kids will remember by its original name, Miller's Outpost. Now, founded in 1972, this youth-focused chain quickly became a mall hotspot for teens looking for affordable, on-trend clothes. With a heavy focus on denim and a laid-back vibe, it dominated the West Coast mall scene in particular. It was a direct competitor to stores like County Seat, but had its own distinct California cool aesthetic that really clicked with young shoppers. Miller's Outpost was the kind of store where you could get your entire weekend wardrobe in one stop. But like so many others on this list, it became a victim of changing trends and fierce competition. After rebranding to Anchor Blue, the company struggled, filing for bankruptcy twice before finally closing all of its locations for good in 2011. And at number 1, we have a place that, for many of us, was the heart and soul of the mall itself, Aladdin's Castle. Now, this wasn't just a store. It was a destination, an electronic oasis shimmering in the distance. Founded in the early 1970s, Aladdin's Castle was a true pioneer of the mall arcade, creating social hubs that defined a generation. Before home consoles took over, this was where you played Pac-Man, Space Invaders, and Dragon's Lair. The experience was intoxicating. The dark room, the plush carpeting, the glorious chaos of digital sound effects, and the flashing lights of the game cabinets. It was a place where kids and teens gathered, feeding it quarters in a desperate quest for a high score. But the rise of powerful home video game systems from Nintendo and Sony, along with the general decline in mall traffic, slowly drained the magic from these castles. While a few locations may still exist under different owners, the golden age of Aladdin's Castle and the mall arcade itself is long gone. But now we want to hear from you. What are your favourite memories from these stores? Is there a beloved 70s haunt that we missed? Let us know down in the comments. We love reading your stories and taking these trips down memory lane together. And if you had fun on this journey, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into our shared past.